Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dylan Hill back with another video. Sorry it's been a couple weeks, everybody. Been extremely busy with work and a bunch of other stuff, bunch of training. I'll go into a little bit more detail with that some other time, but we're gonna try and get back to uploading new videos once to twice a week. And so yeah, we're gonna get back to uploading more often here, but I just kind of wanted to make this video since there's no cops in this parking lot finally. Not that I don't think I'm not allowed to be here, but I just kind of want to make this video on my experience from riding and tips and advice that I've found to help me, and I kind of want to share with you guys. I've been riding for about 4 months now, and these are just things that I've noticed that have helped me as just starting off. I don't know if I'm still considered a beginner rider or not, but anyway, let's get into these tips and advice. So first one is get yourself some gear. I have gear. I'm wearing my motorcycle boots right now and my gloves. I'm gonna do a video on these a little later, but get yourself a good jacket, good pants. I have both of those. It's just too hot for me to wear them right now. I would suggest reading your owner's manual first. A lot of helpful information in there, a lot of stuff that I didn't know. So that's the first suggestion and tip I would suggest. Second one is obviously making sure you have your insurance and everything on your motorcycle. I keep mine in this bag. I still don't have my motorcycle endorsement. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm just so busy to go get it. I have my permit, but I do not have my endorsement yet. So that's the second thing I would suggest doing, is putting all your stuff back here, making sure your tools are back here. Before you get on the bike, you don't have to do this every single time, but I like to, especially since when I first got it, I had a coolant leak. I just kind of like to make sure that nothing's leaking after I'm done riding and before I'm done riding. Make sure the chain's good, there's not too much slack. Make sure the tires are good on both sides. Just kind of walk around. Make sure that the tires have enough air pressure. I would suggest getting a gauge and checking the pressure every now and then. Just make sure everything's good, there's no holes or anything like that. Definitely check your oil every now and then. Your engine oil, it's very important. Your oil right here is very important. Your brake oil. Just do kind of a quick check all the lights, especially if you ride at night. I don't ride at night too much. Technically I'm not supposed to, because I don't have my endorsement, but I think I've only ridden at night once. So anyway, I would suggest not doing any mods or anything to your motorcycle until you get the hang of it and get the feel for it. And then once you do everything I just talked about, my next suggestion / tip would be to, before you go riding, my bike is filthy, man. Jeez, I need to wash this thing, but make sure your mirrors are adjusted right. Everything is good on your mirrors. Always make sure the kickstand's up. That's one thing that I had a hard time memorizing. And actually most bikes will die if you try and go with it down. I've kind of made myself look like a fool a couple times. Okay, so next tip and advice, beginner riders starting off, is if you have a bike like mine, which is a 2020 Yamaha R3, you turn the key once, and then you push the kill switch down once. It'll make a noise. I rode over here, so mine won't. After it's done making that noise, you don't need to pull in the clutch on Yamahas. You start the bike. I would suggest letting it warm up to at least 2 bars. 3, 3 is really good too. I know my oil light is blinking right now because I still haven't got my first service. We're at 640 miles. You're supposed to get your first service at 600, but my dealership's booked out until October 22nd, so that's when I'm going to get it. Once the bike warms up, I would just kind of get the feel for the friction zone on the clutch. I've talked about that in one of my videos on how to ride a motorcycle on the R3 step by step, and so yeah, go check that out. And then of course I wrote all these things down and I'm forgetting a lot of them. Some of them are actually going to be on the road. I'm going to be talking about, like, I wouldn't ride with a passenger until you guys get comfortable enough with the bike. Oh yeah, always make sure if you have always make sure if you have like shoelaces like I do, make sure they're tied. That way they don't get stuck down there when you're shifting and doing whatever. And I think that's all my tips and advice before you take off on the bike. Everything else is going to be on the road. I'm going to talk about following distance, stopping on a hill, and I think that's it. Okay. Oh yeah, just a couple other things of when I first started riding. Another tip and advice is just using your front brake. I thought this dude was coming up behind me for a second. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, just using your front brake, because you're supposed to use your front and your rear, which when you're just starting off, it's kind of hard because there's a lot of multitasking in motorcycle riding, and I struggled with that at the beginning. So I would suggest just using the front brake when you're just starting off until you get a better feel for it, and then stop with both brakes. Following distance, I don't have a car in front of me, so it's going to be kind of hard to talk about this one, but I mean really it's just always be alert of your surroundings. You know, don't follow a car too close. I try to stay at least 3 1,000ths of a second, well, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000 behind a car. That way if the car stops and I have to get out of the situation, I'll have plenty of time to do that. I would, you know, try and always be alert of what's going on around you, where all the cars are at, you know, who's coming out and whatever. A lot of it's just, you know, being safe out here on the motorcycles with all these drivers that are clueless. And also, okay, I guess I'll go. When you're coming to a stop sign, I would suggest giving yourself, start shifting down and start braking plenty of time before the stop sign. Give yourself plenty of time to slow down. And another tip and advice is when you're riding in the street like this, just go like in and out like this, weave back and forth. Get the feeling of your bike. My bike's really light because it's an R3, but you know, doing that motion right there will help you get out of a bad situation. If hopefully you never have to do that, but I haven't yet, but I know it's only a matter of time before I have to. So I make it a time every time I ride to just go like this. I like to imagine cones like every 6 feet or 10 feet and just go in and out like that. Really helps you get the hang of the bike. And you know, like I said, if a situation arises, you'll have that feeling of weaving your bike. in and out. So like I was talking about with the stop sign, I'm gonna start slowing down now. Brake, even if you don't have to brake, I would suggest still doing it, or just maybe like tapping it. That way the car behind you knows that you're slowing down. Another tip and advice with Dylan Hill. And I'm sorry, man. Sorry, guys. I really had all this written out, and I'm forgetting half of the stuff I had written out. I'm not just coming up with this on the fly. Gosh damn it. See, like this guy, you know, didn't really stop very well. Kept my eye on him. Always aware of what's going on, especially with animals. If you guys see animals around you, dogs like to chase you. You know, don't try and hightail it away from them. Stop, wait for the owner to come get them, call them away, or usually they'll just go away. It's another thing I read in the owner's manual, which I can't shut up about. A lot of good stuff in the owner's manual. Oh yeah, that's another thing. When you're filling up gas, my next piece of tip of advice, I'm gonna have to start going out of order. I had these all in order too. Is put the nozzle in all the way, but only pull the lever halfway. That way it doesn't explode and go all over the place. Because when I first filled up my gas tank, I didn't do that, and it shot all over my bike. Got gas all over. So just put it in all the way, but just pull the lever halfway when you're filling up, and you won't get it all over the place. A question I've been asked also is, like during the break-in, you know, what RPMs to shift at. I never shifted over like 5,500, just because that's another thing the owner's manual said, and I'm trying to really take care of this bike. So I never shifted over 5,500. I still really never go, but my bike's got 642 miles on it, and I'm telling you, after the break-in, it's a lot easier to control and handle, and I still don't really go over 6,000 RPMs. Also, it's starting to really cool down, so I haven't been riding as much. Oh, nice, man. Look at that thing. No helmet, of course. They never do. I guess he's turning. Obviously, my number one, and I don't know why I said this, piece of advice / tip would be to get yourself a RUROC helmet. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be a RUROC helmet. Just get yourself a helmet. Man, that guy just reminded me how many people don't wear helmets, and you might as well just, as one of my boys, Hype Life, said, you might as well just jump out of an airplane with no parachute if you don't have a helmet on. So I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Recap. I had a lot more I was going to talk about, and I fucking forgot. My mind's been all over the place lately with a lot of stuff going on, but continue to leave video suggestions in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. We talked about reading the owner's manual, getting a helmet, adjusting your mirrors before going, making sure you have appropriate gear, boots at least, and gloves for sure if you don't have anything else. Having your shoelaces tied, being alert. We talked about being alert and follow distance. You know, don't follow too close. That way, if you have to get out of certain situations, you can. And I think that was it, man. My memory is just all over the place right now. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're at 168 subscribers. It's fucking crazy. Never thought I was actually gonna get over like 10, but hope all you guys have a good weekend, man, and we'll see you in the next video. Stupid cat.